Hi guys, and welcome to vlog number 2. So today we're going to be actually talking about a theory, and that theory is a social judgment. This theory stuck out to me because a lot of people seem to kind of misunderstand it or not really be able to understand what it is. So I thought maybe I could sit down, talk with you guys, kind of give my opinions on it and how I kind of see it. Maybe we could kind of work it out together. So, the textbook understanding of it is the way we form opinions and thoughts on certain issues, and all of this is because of the three main factors, which is an anchor, social perceptions, and ego involvement, which we all know someone who has a tad bit too high of an ego. So the anchor is what your current beliefs are, and this influences how you perceive certain things, objects, moments, people. It kind of just controls your judgment, essentially. And then you have social preservations, which they describe how you get your anchor points. They're typically based on previous experiences that you've had in life and just as you've grown up. And then also on top of all that, you kind of have your latitude of acceptance and latitude of rejection. So if you have high latitude of acceptance, then typically you accept issues and you view them as more acceptable. But if you have a high level of latitude of rejection, then typically you see a lot of issues as unacceptable. But then there's also the latitude of non-commitment, which causes you to not really care about any of the issues going on. And then with ego involvement, you kind of relate this back to your core values. So if you have a high ego involvement, then you will feel more strongly on a situation than if you have low ego involvement. You won't feel as strongly. So if there is an issue or a topic that you can't really talk about with a friend or a family member because they automatically assume like they're right, what they feel is right, their views are right, their beliefs are right, typically it's because they have a high level of ego involvement, compared to if you talk to someone who just is like, I don't really care, like they can do whatever they want, feel however they want, like it's whatever. Typically they have a low level of ego involvement. So it all really just goes back to our anchors, which are, again, our beliefs and how we see the world. I picked this theory because I typically end up being around a lot of people who have high egos. I'm gonna say, sometimes I also have a high ego. It's who I am. But I try to fall more into the acceptance and the latitude of acceptance than I do the latitude of rejection. I've encountered many people in my life who have such high latitudes of rejection that it makes things difficult. So kind of learning about this theory and understanding it more on a level makes a lot of sense to me, because I'm able to, see where these people are coming from, why they're acting like this, and like to kind of realizing that we can't change those people, unfortunately, no matter how much we try. With this theory, if I were to go on and, study about it or like make it my main focus in grad school, I would definitely like to see how it impacts people's mental health that like are surrounded by people who have like high latitude of rejection or like high ego involvement, because those people are very closed-minded. Their thoughts are what's right. They're always right. And I know how difficult it can be to be constantly surrounding yourself with those people. And so I would like to see how that impacts those people later in life, or just in their everyday relationships, or when they finally meet somebody who actually does have either high latitudes of acceptance rather than high latitudes of rejection. And then also I just would want to see how people act, like how their decision making is processed for people who have low ego involvement, because according to our book, The Theories of Human Communication, typically low ego involvement leads to a latitude of non-commitment, and therefore these people struggle to make commitments. So I would like to see how their life and how things progress and how they ended up there, because as somebody who has thoughts and opinions, I do really never understand people who are just like, yeah, it's whatever, like, it's cool. Like, I just can't understand that. And that's because I do have moments of high ego and everything, but I do try to balance that with having a high level of latitude acceptance. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in this week. I really hope that this kind of made sense. If it doesn't, please let me know in the comments down below. Again, your thoughts and feelings on this, I've always loved to hear, so bring those in, bring them back, let's have this discussion going. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to hit the likes and subscribes, and I will see you guys next week for theory number 2. All right, bye.